So it's been a while, guys, but we are back with the Championship Transfer Show with a lot of transfers to go over. Let's go and talk about them. What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new video on the channel, a rare video on this channel for once. It's been so busy trying to do videos during Euro 2020, but if you like this video, please make sure you do give this video a like. It does tremendously help the channel. If you haven't subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button. We're doing tremendously well. We had an unbelievable stream yesterday. Let's really try to push to 575 as soon as we can, and please share this channel to as many people as you possibly can. All that would really make my day. But without any further ado, let's go through the 12 transfer deals that I have missed in my last show. So the first deal that has been confirmed is Lindsay. He has now joined Preston permanently. Of course, he was on loan at Preston in the second half of last season, making a terrific impact in that squad. So he has been a very important player in that squad for set pieces, but also for his defending work as well. Preston have kept a load more clean sheets in the second half of the season thanks to his terrific work at the back. We knew this was going to happen, but Emiliano Marcondes has officially left Brentford now. He's now without a club. I mean, out of any clubs who can go for him, I actually would expect him to maybe go to another country potentially. I actually don't think he'll go back down to the Championship. I think with his quality for how much he's given to that Brentford side and how much he's helped them to get promoted, you know, he scored one of the 2 goals for Brentford in the playoff final. He's definitely going to get a very healthy offer elsewhere. Emiliano Buendia, we knew he was going to leave Norwich to Aston Villa, but we now know the deal. £34.56 million. It's Norwich's record signing and Aston Villa's record signing as well. I mean, it's a fantastic signing for Aston Villa. Their attack so far with Grealish, Buendia and Watkins could be absolutely deadly in the Premier League next year. For Norwich now, it does leave them a bit of a gap, but they have been linked with a load of players in the Championship. And I think as long as they can make those transfers as soon as they can and they can gel within the squad, they may not be able to struggle. Although with a very tough start they have to the Premier League, you know, they've got to play 3 of the top 5 in their first 4 games, which is absolutely cruel for a side like Norwich. Florian Josephine has left Derby County, and this wasn't a surprise to me. He did join Rotherham for a bit in the season on a loan deal, but for me, he didn't make too much of an impact. Of course, he got relegated with Rotherham, and he has now left Derby for good, and he's currently without a club. Definitely, I can see a couple of League One clubs being offering a couple of deals for him. I'll be surprised if he's back in the Championship, if I've got to be honest with you. Jadon Stottley has now confirmed his permanent move to Charlton Athletic. Preston now have let him go permanently. So it does give me a sign that maybe they are going to rely on the likes of Ched Evans a little bit more. But a brilliant deal for Charlton. When Jadon Stottley went to Charlton, Charlton went up a level, and I think now that Charlton have got him permanently, he could definitely be one of the playmakers that can help Charlton get promoted back in the Championship. Another move from the Championship to League One goes to Jordan Cousins. He's left Stoke City to join Wigan Athletic. Of course, Wigan Athletic at the moment have now got a brand new owner, and I think Wigan will be going on a little bit of a rebrand, and they're going to try and attract talent from up in the higher leagues, and Jordan Cousins I think will be an alright signing for a side like Wigan. I definitely think for a League One team, Jordan Cousins would definitely make a lot more appearances and make a lot more of an impact, because when he was at Stoke, I just didn't see enough of him for me to give enough of a proper judgment on him. But I think with Wigan, he'll definitely get more time there. Could be a good move. One of the biggest transfers most recently was Andre Duzzle. Now, he has left Ipswich to join Queen's Park Rangers for a £1 million deal. I have heard of Duzzle. I have seen him play in Ipswich Town, and he's got an abundance of potential, a very versatile player. So I think Queen's Park Rangers will heavily benefit with that. More transfers to go over. Josh Ruffles is now Huddersfield's 5th signing of the transfer window. He is now a left back, and what's very interesting, 3 of the signings that Huddersfield have made so far have all been defenders. They definitely want to try and recreate a new back line. I mean, it just depends on the style of football. I think the only reason why Huddersfield are being tipped to potentially go down next season is the uncertainty of Carlos Corberán. If they had a definite manager who can definitely stick with a couple of strategies and is a known Championship quality manager, then Huddersfield can definitely thrive. It's just going to be this element of uncertainty at the moment. Hull have made a couple of signings recently, 2 from lower leagues, 1 from League 2, which was Randell Williams. I have heard about him. One of my friends goes to Exeter University and has seen Exeter live, and he has specifically told me that Randall Williams is a great player. So I'm really, really excited to see how he thrives on with Hull City. And one of the biggest ones is Andy Cannon. Now, I did a rumour on Andy Cannon saying that he was linked with a couple of Championship clubs, and it's Hull that are the team that managed to snatch him in the end. He's a right midfielder, could definitely play up front as well. Some positive signings for Hull at the moment. I mean, definitely they're not the finished article. They need to make a couple more signs for me to feel a bit more confident in them. But it's good to see that they're making a load of intent. Ashley Fletcher has led Middlesbrough to join Watford. I've got to be honest. Why is he in Watford? I mean, Ashley Fletcher in Middlesbrough, I've got to be honest, he wasn't amazing for Middlesbrough. He was all right when he was called upon, but he still was very, very unreliable. A bit similar to what I saw with him in Sunderland, if I've got to be honest. And now he's joined to a side like Watford. I'll be very surprised if Watford look at him as the main striker, because I really, really don't think so. They've got a lot of competition up front. They could potentially look at someone like João Pedro going up there, or they could look at Isaac Success. Or Watford will get a striker in, potentially trying to get like an Adam Armstrong or something to really bolster up their striker options. I'm fearful for Watford a little bit about their striker options at the moment. They definitely won't survive in the Premiership with those striker options, in my honest opinion. I don't know if I talked about this in my previous shows, but Charlie Austin to Queens Park Rangers is officially confirmed now. They managed to tie the deal down. He's now back from Queens Park Rangers permanently, and is a really good sentimental story. He's 31 years of age, so potentially nearing the end of his career, but if Queens Park Rangers utilise him correctly, they can get a couple of years left in him. Maybe making sure that he can have a couple of breaks. You know, if they overplay, he could get injured and it could be a bit difficult to get him back. But if they ease him out carefully, if they potentially swap him from Lyndon Dykes down now and again, then I think Queens Park Rangers will be onto something. I'm really excited to see how Queens Park Rangers thrive once again. Two more transfers for me to go on. Carl Joseph was one transfer I did definitely speak about. He has joined from Wigan to Swansea City. He's 19 years of age, and he had one notable performance. I think he scored a hat-trick. I believe it was against Burton, I think, where he scored a hat-trick, and he was absolutely unplayable in that game. And now he's joined to a side like Swansea. I mean, when I look at that signing, he could potentially looking at a replacement of Andre Ayew potentially, but I think to get him as many games and to make him the number one striker would be a little bit daunting for him, if I've got to be honest with you. So maybe they'll swap him around with Wayne Routledge, or maybe get another striker in for Swansea, and then maybe they do a rota or something. It's going to be interesting, but Carl Joseph, definitely a player with a lot of potential. I'm really excited to see how he gets on. And finally, just now from recording, Cameron Jerome is back in the Championship. He had a season last year with MK Dons. I completely forgot he was still playing football, if I've got to be honest. But he's joined Luton Town. Now, Cameron Jerome has experienced a team getting promoted to the Championship. He was absolutely pivotal in Norwich's promotion to the Premier League. He actually scored in the playoff final in their 2-0 victory against Middlesbrough. I don't think he's going to be the same type of player anymore when he goes to a side like Luton Town, but for experience, I think this could be a very good signing for Luton Town. Finally, these are all of the transfers that I've caught up with. Once again, if I've missed anyone out, let me know in the comments down below. It's very likely I may have missed a couple of transfers. But without any further ado, we're going to go through the rumours. Now, we're going to go through only a handful of rumours today based on time. Adam Armstrong once again. But it's basically a domino effect sort of rumour. So, Blackburn know that Adam Armstrong is going to get interest from Southampton, Norwich and West Ham. West Ham definitely upping their deal a little bit. But they could go down to Blackpool and try and get Jerry Yates to replace. And that is what I'm hearing at the moment. If they lose Adam Armstrong, the likely replacement they will go for is Jerry Yates of Blackpool. Of course, I speak very, very highly of Jerry Yates. I've seen him play for Blackpool and I think he's absolutely brilliant. Be a big blow for Blackpool if they let him go. But Blackburn can definitely benefit if they have Jerry Yates in the squad. But definitely it'll be a precautionary signing for the fact that they can definitely lose Adam Armstrong within a fantastic deal from a Premier League club. One intriguing rumour I've seen was on Sheffield United's Sander Berg. Now, he has been linked with Napoli. That's right, Napoli of Serie A, which is a really big deal, and I'm surprised, to be honest, that Sheffield United still has Sander Berg. I think him alongside with Ryan Brewster are Sheffield United's most expensive transfers. Luciano Spalletti, obviously appointed very recently as Napoli manager, does want a new central midfielder, and he can look at Sander Berg being one of those choices. If he does join Napoli, I think he could definitely thrive there, but definitely with him playing in the side like Sheffield United, who have been really struggling for points, I'm not sure a move in that sort of intensity is going to be right for him at the moment, especially how he may be dealing with the heartbreak of Sheffield United going down. Mentally, it can be very, very grueling for Sander Berg. But if he does want a move away, then Napoli, how could you turn that down? So definitely an interesting rumour to say the least. One rumour I heard within a couple of minutes before recording was on Matty James. Now, Coventry are probably crossing everything, not just their fingers, their toes, their ears if they could, their noses if they could. In fact, Matty James stays with Coventry. He's returned to Leicester. Now, apparently, Bristol City are now edging as favourites to get him. Now, he becomes a free agent, Matty James, in the end of the month when his contract at Leicester City ends. I think for Coventry's sake, they've got to try getting back. He was absolutely brilliant for Coventry when he did manage to turn up from Barnsley this season. And I think he'll definitely be a big loss, especially from a relegation rival like Bristol City. To attract James over Coventry as well would be a huge blow. Now, Matty James obviously has worked with Nigel Pearson before when he was in Leicester, and actually played a big part in Leicester's promotion to the Premier League in 2013 and 14 as well. So understandably, I can see why there's interest there. The penultimate rumour I'll talk about is on Josh Windass. Now, obviously, there'll be a lot of players from Sheffield Wednesday who are linked with a move away. A lot of them in a release list as well, but I don't think Josh Windass is in one of them. Now, Millwall, Birmingham and Preston are the three clubs that I have last heard who are interested in the striker who scored 9 goals and 6 assists in the Championship last season. Now, Sheffield Wednesday do have a transfer embargo and they do have a tumultuous League One season. Then I could definitely see Josh Windass jumping ship and going back to the Championship, but it's just a question of which club. Millwall could be a good signing, although they have recently just extended a deal for Matt Smith, so maybe they don't need a striker. In terms of Birmingham, I mean, it'll be a great signing for Birmingham if they can get him in. You know what? I can definitely see him at Birmingham, to be honest with you. Birmingham have not made a signing yet. Maybe they're just getting ready to see if they can get Josh Windass. Preston, once again, could be a good signing. It will definitely strengthen their striker options, and maybe they can look at him as a replacement for Jada Stottley. So the biggest transfer rumour of the day is involving a manager situation. We heard the very strong rumours between Bournemouth and Fulham over Scott Parker, but this is the rumour I'm not actually going to focus on. It is between West Brom and Barnsley over Valerian Ismael. Now, West Brom still do not have a manager. And obviously, after the Euros, they'll only have 3 weeks of pre-season and then the season starts. West Brom need to get a manager as soon as they can. And obviously, there was a lot of drama with it. You know, we thought Chris Wilder was going to get it. Then deals broke down. Then we thought David Wagner was going to be the manager of West Brom. But then those deals broke down. Only today, I'm hearing very strong reports and links that West Brom have approached Barnsley to speak to Ismael to see if they can make a deal. He would be a brilliant manager for West Brom. I can really see him really thriving under the pressure and the challenge to get West Brom back up into the Premier League. Could be seen as a risk for the fact that he's only had a part of a season in the Championship in terms of that sort of experience. But with the impact that he's given to Barnsley, for the fact he took them to 5th place in the Championship, a whole 16 places higher from when they finished in last season. They were exactly where they were last season under Gerard Struber. But until Ismael came in and got some consistency and got them to really encourage his high pressing style of football, then Barnsley just climbed up the table and no one could stop their momentum, which was absolutely incredible. And I could definitely see Ismael being a very positive addition if West Brom were to get him. Let me know of your thoughts of Valerian Ismael potentially going to West Brom in the comments down below. But I think we'll wrap it up for today's video today. This is the transfer show number 5. If I missed anyone in the show today, please make sure you do let me know in the comments down below. But that will wrap it up for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, please make sure you do give this video a like. It does tremendously help the channel. Please subscribe if you're new around here. It does really help the channel. And please share this channel to as many people as you can. All of that would really make my day. But that wraps it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are legendary if you saw the end of this video. And as always, take care, everyone.